Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch House of the Dragon Season 1, Episode 2. I didn't plan to film today because again it's Sunday, so I thought that I would film this reaction video on Monday. And like the last time for the first episode, I found this episode 2 on Sunday, so I'm like, yes, I'm gonna watch it. But at the same time, I didn't find English subtitles for it. I found Italian subtitles for it that I translated in English. I know that the Valerian part of this episode are already translated in French. I'm French, so I'm gonna understand them and I'm gonna translate them when it's gonna happen during the episode. And yes, it's the Italian subtitles translated in English, like, you know, literally translated in English. I tested, you know, some scenes like by clicking all along the episode and I had the impression that they were alright. They are not translating everything, but they are alright. They are enough, I think, for me. Because still, you know, I can understand what the characters are saying without the subtitles. But for some names and for some accents, you know, that some characters they have, clearly subtitles, they can be useful. It's really a challenge, you know, for someone who doesn't have English, you know, as the native language to watch Game of Thrones without subtitles. A lot because of the accent. And yes, it's me who is saying that. So just to tell you, I have this episode, English audio, that's okay. The Valerian parts that are translated in French, that's okay, I'm French, I'm gonna translate them in English for you. And you're gonna have subtitles on screen. The ones that I'm gonna have, which means Italian translated in English, or maybe by the time, you know, that I'm gonna edit this video, I'm gonna find real English subtitles for you guys, maybe. I can't promise you that, so guys, I'm doing my best to film this reaction video, you know, as soon as possible, so you guys, you're gonna have them also as soon as possible on my channel, on Patreon first, and then also on YouTube. Again, I don't know how much, you know, you're gonna be in advance on Patreon or not. Is it gonna be sooner during the day? Is it gonna be 1 day sooner, 2 days sooner? Last time for the first episode it was 1 day sooner. Right there I'm gonna try to be only sooner, you know, during the day for you guys on YouTube to have it earlier. But I can't promise that, you know, it's not depending on me. If you can understand what I'm saying right there. I think that you can. All of that to say that we're back for the episode 2 of House of the Dragon, and I have to say it, you know, I thought about the last episode a lot during this week, and each time I was like, okay, I think that I like it, I think that I like it. You know, I finished it, you saw it during the review, I said a lot of time that it was promising, that I found the story, the characters, and how it was done on screen really promising. How it was done on screen, like, it feels the same. Then, Game of Thrones, I have the impression to be back, but I'm not sure yet, you know, that I'm really gonna be back with this universe, with this mood and all, because I'm waiting for one Game of Thrones moment, you know, like something which is gonna give me the same emotions, the same chills, you know, something like that, and I didn't have that during the first episode. But it's also logical because it was an introduction to something totally new. It's a new show, so they can't do that already into the first episode. They need time to build things, stories and characters, and I said it, they are also promising. The 3 main characters who are gonna be the father, you know, the daughter and the uncle, and the 2 main narrative arcs, the fact that we're gonna have a fight, you know, to have the power, to have the throne, and we're gonna have also that scene, you know, between these two brothers. I feel that this is gonna be the two main narrative arcs, at least for this first season. Maybe, you know, the fight for the throne, I think that it's gonna last for the entire show, for what I can imagine that this show is gonna be. You know, we know that it's a story about the Targaryen family. The narrative arc, you know, the main one, which is about the two brothers fighting like that, I have the impression that maybe it's gonna be more the story of the season, which is gonna end, in my opinion, with Daemon succeeding. They are already representing this character in such a complex way. I said it also during the review of the first episode. I can feel that he's gonna be one of the main characters, for sure, but also that he's gonna be complex, like he's gonna do stuff that I'm not gonna approve, but he's gonna do stuff that, you know, I'm gonna be like, yes, you're right. Like right there, he has a right to be mad because he wanted to be the next heir, and the fact that you're taking this place, I mean, does he know it already or not, you know? Because at the end of the last episode, yes, he knows it. His brother told him to go away. Oh, and we saw him with a dragon. I'm wondering about that. We know that they're gonna have a big importance into this show, like during Game of Thrones we were fighting to only have 3 dragons, and right there they already introduced the information that we have 17 dragons. Am I right with that? It's 17 or 27? I remember 7, you know, at the end. So I'm wondering about that dragon, I'm wondering about the other ones that we're gonna have. It's gonna be great to have all of these dragons, and for sure we need them because we're talking about the Targaryen family. But at the same time, it was also cool what they said about it, you know, the fact that the Targaryen, they are not defined by the dragons that they own, you know, they have also to be respected for who they are. You know, they made a thing around that, and that was also interesting. It's a power that they can use, but it's not all of their powers. You know, they can't be defined only by that. We have a lot of things to keep an eye on. Like really, first episode, it was the introduction of these two main narrative arcs. They already introduced little stories and little characters that we have to follow. Like that girl, you know, who is supposed to flirt with the king. I'm gonna hate that. All of that story also about the pirates and stuff like that. They introduced that during the concert moment, like it was gonna be something which is gonna become more and more important with time. Like it was something like, you know, when it happened I was like, pay attention to the details. Something is gonna be important at some point. Like the fact that, oh, I can't remember his name. You know, the right hand of the king right now, he sent a message at some point to someone, and we don't know to who, we don't know what it was about. I think that it's gonna be important also, but I don't know why, I don't know how. I had the impression, you know, that he was sending a message, you know, with a secret, with something that he shouldn't say, like, I don't know. The fact that they showed us that moment, I was like, it's important, okay. Tick, that's it, it's noted into my mind. At some point, you'll see it's gonna come back. I don't know what to say else, if not the fact that I'm really excited to discover what is gonna happen during the second episode. The fact that I'm expecting a lot coming from it. Like, I'm not sure that I'm gonna have that moment that I'm expecting, you know, to really finally be totally involved into the show and finally be like, okay, I love it. Maybe they're gonna take little more time, you know, to build again the characters and the stories. To be totally honest, with a season of 8 episodes like that, I'm waiting for episode 3 or 4 to have that big moment, you know, that big cliffhanger, that big, yes, moment, reveal, thing which is gonna change stuff. Shows, seasons, we know how they're created, built, written, so normally end of the episode 3 or during the episode 4, we should have something like that. So I'm more waiting for that, and that's why I'm really excited for this episode 2, but at the same time, I'm not placing my expectations really, really high, you know, like it would be the best way to be disappointed to do something like that, and it's not what I'm doing. Because, again, we have to consider that this is a new show, this is not Game of Thrones that we are watching. Like when the Rings of Power are gonna come, we have to consider that it's a show, a new show, something new that we're watching. It's not, you know, a new movie like The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings, not at all. It's something new, a new object on itself, so we have to consider it for what it is. Okay, for sure, we're gonna make comparison with the original stuff, like I did talking about Game of Thrones, how it was done, how it was really done on screen and written during the review of the last episode. But you know, to make comparison, it's not like you're placing your expectations at the same place. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, let's go for this episode. Remember that if you want, you have my Patreon on which you can support me. You can see that I'm a little reactor, so if you want to support me, the best way to do it, it's on Patreon. On Patreon, you have extended or full reaction parts. For the first episode, I put an extended reaction part. For this one, I can't know that in advance. I'm putting full reaction part really when I can't cut into it because too many things happened. Check the description to know what I put on my Patreon. And you have it also sooner, like I said, it's sooner during the day, 1 day, 2 days earlier. I can't know that in advance. Let's go! And again, remember, English, Valerian moment, French subtitles. I'm French, I'm gonna translate that for you. For me to understand this English, it's a little bit of a challenge during especially the accent moments. So that's why I'm gonna put subtitles, English subtitles, but they are not true English subtitles because in fact I translated Italian subtitles into English. Let's go for this episode. I'm gonna check last time if I have English subtitles. Nope! But maybe, you know, during the editing time, I'm gonna find English subtitles for you guys. Better than the ones that I have right now. It would be cool. Ah! We have finally an opening credit! With the same music, I thought that they would do a reinterpretation of it. Blood, 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 a lot of blood. Connecting all of these things. I have to rewatch it again, you know, to see if they put clues.
King's Guard will soon be restored to its full complement of 7. With the help of the Hanged, I've invited a number of fine candidates to court.
4 ships have now been lost. The last one was flying my banner. The Stepstones have now grown into a conflagration, yet you sit here and dither about court.
You are not invited to that concert.
The Crown will compensate you for your ship and crew and make an offering to the men's family.
That's not what you want. You want action.
I am not prepared to start a war with the free cities.
These pirates are not the free cities.
Who do you think provides them with their ships and tender?
Ah!
The King's own brother has been allowed to seize Dragonstone and fortify it with an army of his gold cloaks. Daemon has squatted there for over half a year.
Oh, we had a big tangent.
The Stepstones will be settled. In time.
You have dragon riders, father.
Are they gonna listen to you?
Send us.
Us? You're one of them?
It would be a show of force.
At least the princess has a plan.
And she's like you.
How do we
Actually.
then
There's some better use for the princess's talents, Your Grace. Why don't you-
She's the heir. She's gonna be your next
King's
queen.
Guard posting, Lord Commander.
Her words
Clear, Your Grace.
mean more than
This
yours.
night-
How old is she exactly into the show? I would give her like 14, 15, something like that.
While travelling through the King's Wood on his way to King's Landing, Sir Desmond recently brought a would-be poacher to justice.
Okay. No? Not even
You
that?
might thank him for his leal service.
you still come back to the Stonelands?
Dornish marches, Princess. I fought for a year as a foot soldier against the Dornish incursion. Roland Dondarrion knighted me after we raised 2 watchtowers along the bone.
The other ones now looking at each other like, okay.
And choose Sir Kristen Cole.
Let's not be too hasty, Princess.
My father should be defended by a man who's known in combat.
She's right.
Should he not?
Not by someone who knows how to fight, but by a fighter. That's the difference.
Glory of old Valyria will never be seen again.
You think so?
Times when I would rather face the Black Dread himself than mine own daughter of 15.
15! Ah, was close to the
I think
truth.
she
Okay,
would
okay.
herself to you if invited.
You do not mention our talks to Rhaenyra, do you?
You know that what you're doing is wrong. I mean, the king.
No, Your Grace.
Her, she already knows. When her dad asked her that, like, clearly, it was so obvious.
It's only been half a year since
It's
my mother
up.
died. And already they tried to marry my father off and replace me.
All of the people who are gonna die right there.
What if your father were to marry?
Are you really interested by that?
Your father loves you.
That place, you know, that deal?
He chose you for his heir. He didn't choose me, he spurned Daemon.
Nah, you're right. Oh, the picture. It's great.
I find this is a way to be with my mother. I feel close to her.
Praying. Talking to her. You're good friends. I'm afraid that at some point it's gonna change.
Honor. What do I say? Whatever you wish. Is there anything you want to do?
I was gonna say it, it's up to you. She's just a little girl, you know, at the end, 15 years old. She lost her mother.
Come to see me is more than
She has that pressure on her shoulders.
My own father does not know the language of girls either. When I wish to talk with him, I know that I must make the effort.
You truly want to help.
I fear that the eyes of our enemies are presently fixed on the Red Keep. The Queen has passed. The King's brother, so disinherited, has claimed the Targaryen seat on Dragonstone without challenge. Now
You can see
foreign
his
power has established
weaknesses.
a colony in our most critical shipping lane.
You paint such an aspiring portrait of my race.
It is an honest one, cousin.
Wed our daughter Rhaenys. Unite the two great surviving Valyrian houses. With the Targaryen...
The little one? No. Someone else, please.
To strengthen your line and produce more heirs. You could not ask for a stronger match than Rhaenyra.
How old is she? Are we talking? I'm afraid. And even Rhaenyra, you know, if he has another wife, she's gonna see that as a threat, like, you name me your heir and in fact you want to make another one? A real one?
Today at small council,
Take number.
I thought I might provide some insight.
You're young. You will learn.
To shut up? How to take decisions. That's what she wants to do.
This is our best chance to save the Digi, Your Grace. The maggots will remove the dead flesh.
I thought that he had issues only on his back.
He proposed a marriage. To whom? Your Grace. To Lady Rhaenys. I do fear what Rhaenyra might think.
What does it matter, Your Grace? Her mother has passed. Her father must propagate the royal line.
Replace her for duty's sake.
You don't care about his feelings and all. You're just trying to
The lady
please your
must envy
daughter.
you.
She's so little.
What was it like flying the Black Dread? You were Valerian's last rider.
She still has a baby voice almost.
Do you know where Rhaenyra is now?
The Dragon Keepers believe she made home somewhere on the coast of the Narrow Sea. I imagine even dragons get lonely.
Do you know?
It would be a great honour to join our houses, as they were in old Valyria. I would give you many children of pure Valerian blood, so that we might strengthen the royal line and the realm.
Is that what your father told you to say?
Yes! She's a good kid, she wants to obey.
I wouldn't have to bed you until I turned 14.
It bothers you, does it not?
It is his duty to take a new wife and strengthen his line.
I did not ask for a lesson in politics. I asked whether this bothers you.
Rhaenyra is your daughter, Princess. Does it bother you?
Of course it does.
In a way, but you both know what is right to do and that's what you're saying.
Whether it's my daughter or someone else's, your father will remarry, sooner than late. His new wife will produce new heir, and when that boy comes of age and your father has passed, none of the realm will expect him to be heir, not you.
She's right.
When I'm queen, I will create a new order.
Oh, I wish that could be Rhaenyra.
They denied you, Princess Rhaenys. The queen who never was. But they bent the knee to me and called me heir to carry
Heir to the throne, not queen.
Men would sooner put the realm to the torch than see a woman ascend the Iron Throne.
She's right, you know that she's
But your
right.
father is no fool.
She seems the realm wants from your queen.
You're saying that too.
Your good and kind queen will give comfort to your subjects.
To marry you, okay, maybe it would give the... It could give the option of an heir, but for the alliances, I'm not sure it would be a good choice.
I don't know Lena very well.
I'm sure that she is good and kind. And that she
Young,
will do her
too young.
As I have.
Stop!
I asked the stonemasons to mend it.
A very kind gesture, Millicent.
You spend time with him, you know him, you're giving him that gift because you know his little hobby. When the night was black, the thief escaped. He stole a dragon egg! Prince Daemon took it. Oh, later to explain that. But anyone can write that later.
Second wife in the tradition of old Valyria. Her grace is with child.
Oh, he's gonna marry a second wife? She's pregnant?